Across the country, thousands of farming families work tirelessly around the clock.
I like the hard work.
But there are special days when they get to leave the routine behind.
Let's go.
From markets to show days. It's a chance to show off the best of their breeds
He's a lovely animal.
and the pick of their produce.
Oh, that's it.
There'll be highs
Selling out, literally.
and lows
I really don't think you should have worn shorts today.
for the dedicated farmers
We know everybody on the market. We are like a family here.
who give everything to keep their families going.
Ooh, beautiful.
Dozens of farmers in southeast Scotland rely on Bowhouse Farmers Market to keep their farms ticking over.
Hey, Ness. You come to help?
Providing homegrown produce
They look good, don't they?
Yeah, nice.
for their passionate customers.
We wind the handle down. Lovely honey.
Karen and Tracy Baxter and their dad Jeff
I'm the dog's body.
Everybody should have a dad at a market.
and Connie Hunter and Tom Booth
Oh no, the carrots.
are getting ready to sell.
Come on, fill your boots.
In the hope it will help to maintain their farms for years to come.
Yes.
In the rugged, rural fields of Perthshire, Scotland, near the small village of Forkendenny, live sisters Karen and Tracy and their dad Jeff.
Hello, ladies. Hello, babies.
This Manchester-born family have been keeping bees for the last 3 years.
It's a honeybee farm, and we produce everything out the hive.
We always make sure that we strap our hives down because, as you can tell, it's a pretty windy day here, but it's not that windy compared to a lot of places we go to.
We breed Scottish native and near native honeybees. That to me is very important. And it's the environment of building up not only the hives and the bees, but ensuring that the bees have got the forage to be able to survive.
I just want to check a couple. Ooh, beautiful. This is what we call our supers. So this is where they come up and store all the honey.
The family look after 100 hives on their 5-acre holding, as well as here in the heather-filled fields.
1, 2, 3.
And the sisters have brought their Mancunian charm to the job.
Come on, sweetheart. There you go. Come on, sweetheart. We talk to the bees, really, because when we first did it many, many years ago, it was more to calm us down than anything, because if you talk to something, it's more calming. Whereas now, you talk to them because they're part of your family, you're proud of them.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and them quite thick.
Karen and Tracy have placed their hives in prime locations, enabling the bees to gather plenty of nectar.
In a bee's lifetime, it will travel around the world in its flight. But we don't want to wear them out that much. So what we do is we bring them as close to the forage as possible. So if we bring them next to the heather, and there's 3 miles of it, that's what they'll go to. So this honey here will be heather honey. That's the brood, that's fine. I never have thought 20 years ago I'd be bee farming on the top of a hill in the middle of Scotland.
With your sister?
With my sister. But I love it.
Karen and Tracy's bee obsession began 10 years ago when they came up with an idea to keep Dad, Jeff, busy.
So when I retired, Tracy bought me a beehive to get me out of the house and from under Margaret, my wife's feet.
Hiya, Dad.
All right, thank you. Oh, it is heavy, that's good.
No bees in it. We didn't get any bees.
Couldn't afford
in
the
it.
bees at the time,
We
could
just,
we?
No, we just bought a beehive and said you'll have to go on a course now and learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So
I did. So what we do with this is we actually just cut out the frame. Lift it up. We wind the handle down. Lovely honey. The taste of it, I think, is fantastic. I could eat this all day.
Jeff's retirement hobby soon became a full-time job. More colonies followed, and the honey began to flow.
And they've worked hard, the bees, for this, so we take as much out as we can. I really feel privileged to be able to do this. I suppose, really, I got fascinated with it. And then Tracy and Karen used to come up on holidays.
it was a working holiday.
Yeah.
So then they used to come out with me to the bees and do the hive.
Driving up the M74, coming on holiday and thinking, we're getting hooked.
7 years later, the family could see there was potential in running their own bee farm. So in 2017, they made a life-changing decision.
I got a phone call from Tracy one time and she said, I think I'm going to go and live up at my mum and dad's. I've had enough. And that was it.
A year later, they were off to begin their new life in the country. Karen said goodbye to her health and safety job in Manchester, and social worker Tracy left Leicester to start their family business.
And I work with my best friend every day, that's our kid, sometimes my dad.
It just feels great. And I love my mum and dad to bits. So for me coming up here, it's as though this was always meant to be.
It's not a life for everybody, but this is a fantastic place to live. And it really is. It's totally different than anything else.
Whilst their mum also lives on the farm, along with Karen's husband, these three are the bee folk, looking after 20 apiaries and working 7 days a week.
So it's took a lot of hard work and graft to get it the way that we have.
Yeah.
But for me, it was the fact that we could all live together.
And that's what we wanted our business and our farm to be, part of the community.
Because we're not known as Karen and Tracy, we're known as the Bee Girls.
Bee girls.
And for 40-odd-year-old women, being a girl again is quite good.
Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it?
Karen and Tracy have adapted well to their new life in rural Scotland, but they had no idea they would be so hands-on.
We go through that many frames, we actually make them ourselves. So this wax is just beeswax. It's exactly what the bees produce. And it gets rolled out. So all I'm going to do is just connect it all together.
The city lifestyle has now well and truly become a thing of Karen's past.
I don't miss my old life one little bit. All I have to do is look out a window or go outside and look around and say, how much have you got to be grateful for around here? You know, I open my curtains in the morning and all I see is sheep. And that's fantastic. So that's a frame. That's how I super frame.
Batch 31 cows.
Okay.
Keeping the bees and their new life going does take money. Over the last 3 years, Karen and Tracy have relied on local farmers' markets as an essential source of income.
Well, you're my Robin.
Why, are you Batman?
Yeah.
You're no Batman.
All right, I'm Superwoman.
No, you're not. You're more like Penfold.
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose so.
I'm Danger Mouse.
OK, then.
The markets and independent shops make up more than 80% of their income. So the pressure is on to keep up with demand.
We'll never, ever be a Richard Branson.
No.
But The lifestyle is that we need to just be able to live and comfortably. The most important is being able to maintain the bees. Once we've got that, then the rest of it just follows suit.
Yeah.
And it's keeping the markets and the retailers that we've got that bring that money in.
"36 miles away, on the eastern peninsula of Fife, in East Neuk,
Okay.
is the 2-acre farm of Connie Hunter and her partner Tom.
We are a market garden, so we grow a very wide range of vegetables on like a small scale, you know, with minimal use of tractors and things like that.
That's a nice one, this one. Very safe hands, very safe pair of hands.
I think we were probably taking a good-sized risk when we started the farm because, you know, it's a very low-value thing to be selling vegetables, so you need to be making sure you're as sufficient as possible.
These are great plants, aren't they?
I know. So we got 51 last time.
You could easily get that again.
Yeah.
This young couple are just 2 years into their new adventure.
What are you doing? Putting a spin on it.
Together, they've leased the land on the Balkaska estate and built their market garden from scratch, erecting polytunnels and sowing their extensive crop of 50 different vegetables and salads.
We should now eat one of these to see how it tastes different to the fresh one we had the other day.
Yeah,
We're going to have enough.
definitely have enough. Look at them.
They look good, don't they?
Yeah, nice.
So our lifestyle here is quite intense sometimes. Because we're, you know, working with the seasons. In the summer, when it's really intense, everything needs to be harvested, everything needs to be weeded, all the jobs come at once. All the tools that we use on a day-to-day basis are hand tools. It's quite a physical job in lots of ways, but I actually really like that.
Connie and Tom's dream of living off the land began many moons ago.
We met when we were just sort of finishing our GCSEs back in Eastbourne, where we're from. So we've been together for a really long time. We had talked about having a farm one day in a kind of, you know, romantic.
Sort of sitting in the back room of a pub, sort of daydreaming kind of way, wasn't
Yeah.
It was Connie who initially sowed the seed of a possible future in farming. Inspired by her grandparents, who were egg farmers, Connie had a passion for agriculture and ran gardening clubs in the city.
I've always had that food growing aspect to what I've been doing, but it's much newer to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have any background at all in farming, so I was inspired by Connie's interests. She made me more interested in it, doing a little bit of back gardening. It was mostly you, really, inspiration. Yeah.
In 2017, the duo made the bold decision to leave the city and explore the possibilities of becoming farmers.
We decided to leave London and go woofing, which is where you volunteer on an organic farm. We did it to learn, to sort of test ourselves and see if we were really up to it and if that is what we actually wanted to do. And the tipping point for us, I think, was actually the first farm that we went woofing on in France. We learned so much from that short stay that we did there.
After spending time farming in France, Connie and Tom then worked on a farm in Fife before they took the giant leap to start their own market garden.
This opportunity for the land here seemed really, really appealing, and it was like a nice spot. So we went for it, but certainly, yes, we're at the very start of our journey.
So on harvest days, we normally write up everything that needs to be harvested and how much of each thing.
Their plot is just a stone's throw away from the popular Bowhouse Market, which is the perfect outlet for their fresh produce.
So now I'm picking rainbow chard for the market this weekend. It's really lovely, different colours, and we just make it into a bunch, try and give people a mix of the different colours. You can use the stems as well as the leaves.
But farming just 500 metres from the blustery East Neuk coastline has its challenges.
We are on a really exposed site here, so wind is our main problem that we have to deal with. Today we've got the wind and the rain, so... But when it's a harvest day, you don't have a choice, really. One of the really good things about this kind of work is how easy it is to see the fruits of your labor. So it looks beautiful and you know it's going to be going out to nourish people in the local area. And that's a really great feeling.
Even though they are newcomers, Connie and Tom's veg has generated plenty of interest, and their feet haven't touched the ground.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 orders, so that's 3 shops and 5 restaurants and cafes.
They're so busy with orders for their local restaurants.
Can I give you this to rip and stick?
They now have 3 woofing volunteers of their own to help with the workload.
Whoa, look at the size of that parsnip. Those are huge.
And it's all hands on deck.
What's going on now is we're packing up our wholesale orders, taking out deliveries to cafes and restaurants.
These boxes of veg make up a third of their income. So it's imperative they grow enough crops and get the deliveries out on time.
Part of our ethos that we try to be delivering as locally as possible. In fact, we deliver basically between Anstruther and Ely, and that's basically it. So, because there's a market here, we don't have to go really far, so it's really good. Okay, that's me off then.
Okay, have a nice time.
Will do. Bye, Tom. See you later.
Having like-minded foodie enthusiasts on their doorstep has been a godsend.
Perfect, thanks very much. See you next week.
They are now a firm favourite with the locals.
Hi, Ruth. Loads and loads of Cavolo Nero.
Okay, thanks very much.
Nice, see you next week.
Yeah, cheers.
See you, bye. Being able to be a farm where you can sell directly and reconnect with people, it's a really positive thing to build.
Get people to be excited about food again and know where it comes from. And that provenance is really important.
Back in Perthshire, market day is fast approaching.
Oh, getting ready for Bauhaus. Well, first of all, we need to jar it.
Label it.
And
Don't
then-
forget the labels.
Well,
the labels are the most important thing.
Me and Tracy can't label.
No, Dad does the
They
labels.
have to be straight and in line and in a certain way.
Yeah.
Because
OCD, Dad.
don't forget how to put these on.
Go on.
Straight. You know how particular I am with it? They need to be right.
There we go.
Make sure they're straight and on properly.
Straight.
At 68, Jeff is still at the heart of the business and won't be retiring anytime soon.
You know, let me have a go.
Go on then.
All right, go on then.
His attention to detail keeps his daughters on their toes.
I really do enjoy working with my dad. Apart from when he watches over my shoulder. Don't watch over my shoulder. Like that?
Now the bees are over. Should be level.
Seriously?
Seriously?
Don't watch over me. Dad! Don't watch over me.
Yeah, I enjoy working with you sometimes. Sometimes you're a pain in the butt, but hey ho.
Am I passing?
Just about.
Golden honey may be the result, but it's come from 3 years' hard slog to build a better environment for the bees.
When we moved in, the grass was up here.
Yeah.
And now we've got a grass, we've got the meadow, we've got the apiaries, we've got the breeding apiary.
To help the bees thrive, the family are transforming 2 of their paddocks into wildflower meadows.
It's just creating flowering interest for any pollinator, not just honeybees.
It's all about the bees and the environment the bees live in. Yeah, we've sown half an acre of wildflower meadow and put in somewhere in the region of 10,000 spring bulbs since we was here.
Yeah.
And if you're going out buying plants, then buy plants that are pollinator friendly.
Yeah.
And that would do more than put a hive in your garden. because if you don't know how to look after them, because they are a wild insect and they need looking after, please, just because David Beckham's got bees doesn't mean to say you need them.
Yeah.
Perhaps what Jeff means is bee farming demands more than the fleeting hobbies of the rich and famous.
It's hard work, you know.
Oh, it's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they can be out in the morning from 7 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
We're
in
moving
summer.
bees.
But we'd all do everything. We all do everything together.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing is getting Tracy up in the morning.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Tracy may not be an early riser, but one thing does get her out of bed on time, and that's making her own cosmetics from their honey.
Our uncle, his skin was very dry, so we did some soap for him. But we found out that we enjoy doing it. And now we've gone into exfoliating scrubs, face creams, hand creams.
The sisters are not the only ones diversifying. Jeff's got a new project too.
My dad does honey mustards,
Yeah.
infused honey, so my dad will infuse honey as well, so it's got a different taste.
That's a lemon and ginger flavour. So we've come up with different ones like that.
Hopefully, Jeff's new creations will go down a treat and create a bit of a buzz at this week's Bowhouse Market.
The market is vital for us to be able to sustain what we've got with the bees, and it's a really good buzz, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the good bit. Because they're our honey and we know the bees, we're able to talk to people at the market. And so we're educating everybody all the time, and that's the bit that makes it a fun day, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This entrepreneurial family are passionate about all of their honey inventions. But to expand, they need to keep the honey flowing and do well at this week's market. Back near the coast in East Neuk,
Next is,
Tomato.
oh yeah, the San Marzanos.
Connie and Tom have been busy harvesting.
It's always nice bringing stuff in from the field, and especially when it's like the first time you harvest something, it's nice to think, okay, that we've raised that from seed. Yeah, it's a nice time. I'll wash these after I've bunched them, just so you can really see the colour on them, and so they look their best for the market, really.
Before they can prep for this week's Bowhouse Market, they need to make sure they have enough crops for their popular veggie bags.
Our veg bags are a really important part of our business. We basically ask people to sign up at the beginning of the season, so in about March or April, because that's the time of year when we really need money to buy seeds and compost and all that kind of stuff. People don't really have a choice. We decide what goes in the veg bags every week, but we try and give as much variety as possible. I think at the minute we have 40 veg bag customers, and next year we hope to grow that a bit more as well.
This ambitious couple work tirelessly all year round, and the secret to their success, a great working relationship.
And we complement each other quite well in terms of the things we like to do, I would say. Like, you're quite precise and more about sort of systems and how to run things.
Tom gets way overexcited about herbs and things like that and buys lots of strange herbs from all over the world.
Yeah.
Tom's old lifestyle in the city is now a distant memory.
Sowing seeds can be a bit tedious, but once you get into the rhythm, you can feel a bit meditative, you could say. You can get really in the zone.
It may be relaxing, but Tom cannot rest on his laurels. He's constantly planning ahead for the next harvest.
Right now, I'm sowing some broccoli rabe seed, like green sprouting broccoli, but much quicker to grow. They eat it a lot in Italy, especially. It's nice trying new things and experimenting a bit.
To help decide which varieties to grow, Tom enlisted the support of his local restaurants, which have been fundamental in the growth of their business.
At the start of the year, we'll sit down and ask them, what kind of vegetables they like cooking with, and we can incorporate that into our plans. I get excited about new seed and new varieties.
right now, I can't imagine doing anything else, definitely.
But Connie and Tom's leap into the world of farming has had its teething problems.
So this is a bed of spinach, which we did get a few picks from before it started bolting. I did this by hand and realized I'd sown it way too dense. So the plants are too small because they're competing. So you're basically just learning all the time.
Undeterred by the daily struggles, the pair are already thinking about their future.
I really want to do more work with schools. That's part of my sort of vision for the farm, is to be a place where kids can come and learn about growing their own food and where it comes from and some of the environmental issues around it.
To bring their plans to fruition, Connie and Tom need to boost sales, and this week's Bowhouse Market is the perfect opportunity.
Right now we're bagging our salad mix for markets, which is a mix of loads of different lettuces, sort of endive and radicchio, sort of bitter leaves, and we put edible flowers in as well.
Yeah.
It's really good for the market because it obviously adds a bit of colour. It pops out on the market stall.
We're aiming for about 20 bags, aren't we?
About 30 bags, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
It's a very good seller for us.
And just add the rest of this to that and give it to Mum.
Okay. I don't think we're natural like barrow boys or anything like that. You know, we do kind of try to we make sure the stall looks really good. We put a lot of effort into thinking about making it look nice and hope that that does a lot of the work for us.
Come on. Good girl. We're hoping to be able to make enough money that we can pay people to look after the farm while we go on holiday.
With a potential break from the daily grind on the horizon, Tom has a master plan to attract some more customers.
We're introducing this Aztec broccoli, what's called Juan Zontal, which is like from Mexico. It's kind of like a small sprouting broccoli, but it looks really fun. It's got like this cone of seeds and leaves coming out the side, and everyone who's tried it has really enjoyed it, but it's a very unusual thing, so we'll see how well that sells.
It's finally time for last-minute preparations for Bowhouse Market.
You're getting heavier.
Dad Jeff is keeping his girls on track as they load up the van.
Takes it off you every time. It's like the labels. You don't trust us doing labels. You don't trust us packing.
No, it's got to be done right.
36 miles away, Connie and Tom are gathering their freshly picked veg. With all their precious cargo packed,
Oh, yes. Too bad.
and the lucky mascot, they're on their way. It's 7:30 a.m. on the Balkaski estate in the heart of East Neuk. The market is beginning to show signs of life. With the indoor market just a stone's throw away from their plot, Connie and Tom are first to arrive.
Morning. It's really nice to be back at the market. We've got a really wide selection this time, so that's exciting as well.
For these novice farmers,
What do we want under here in this space? We put kale here last time.
appearance is everything.
I think we're both quite good at making it look good. It's not like one of us is better than the other.
No, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
They've learnt a few tricks to pull in the customers.
We basically be constantly rearranging the stall throughout the day to keep it looking good and fresh. So as certain things go down, you might have to move them to a smaller basket to make it look fuller, and all that kind of psychology about what things people are attracted to.
4.5 kilos.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
The real skill is bringing the right amount.
We really want to sell all the fresh stuff that won't keep. So that's always a risk, that's always a gamble. How much of those things do you harvest? The kale and the chard and the salad and that kind of stuff.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, the carrots.
Trolley dolly.
At the other end of the market,
It's as though we're like seasoned at this, isn't it? We're getting quite good.
sisters Karen and Tracy and Dad Jeff are masters of the display, watched over by their lucky mascot.
What about your honey monster?
He comes with us to the markets, so a lot of people just like to touch him, especially the little children.
Running the stall is really the sisters' forte.
I'm the dog's body. I just do what they tell me to do.
Everybody should have a dad at a market.
Jeff is more focused on launching his latest experiment.
It's a blossom honey infused with lemon and ginger. We've tried for a couple of months to get the recipe right, and we brought 30 jars of the honey.
Hopefully, offering a taste will do the trick, as the money they make today will be ploughed back into the farm.
If we sold all the infused honey and about 100 jars, then that would be really good.
I mean, hopefully it's going to be nice and busy for us. And we
that makes a
work
difference.
7 days a week with each other, so... And we've not killed each other yet, have we?
Not yet. I might do today.
The doors will be open soon,
Red cabbages here in front of, that's going to be a good colour.
Yeah.
and Connie and Tom are still refining the look of their stall.
It's called Juanzontal, which is where it's from, which is Mexico.
This Aztec broccoli will need to take pride of place.
Tom's pretty good at explaining things that are slightly more unusual. It's
Yeah.
often you who's decided to grow them in the
That's
first
true, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just a continuing theme, isn't it? That I make us grow weird things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Tom's weird and wonderful veg will attract some crucial business.
We've brought 30 bunches, and I think hopefully we'll sell most of them.
With the stalls packed full of produce, the market opens its doors.
So we've got our blossom honey, we've got cocoa, a heather honey over here, and then our mustards. Go on, fill your boots.
Bowhouse has been a regular monthly event for the last 3 years, with more than 25 producers selling their wares.
We're really pleased at the distance that people travel to come to farmers' markets. We have a lot of people that come from Edinburgh and Glasgow and Dundee. The fact that we're undercover means that our customers, our traders, are usually delighted in the wintertime to be able to operate inside.
As the early birds start to arrive,
Lovely smell of the tomatoes.
I know.
Even through my mask, I can smell them.
Connie and Tom have their first customer of the day.
Your stall looks lovely.
Oh, thank you.
But there's a technical hitch.
I stupidly forgot to charge the card reader, so we're just doing an emergency charging setup so we can actually take card payments.
Ooh, courgette.
Just £1 for a wee bundle.
Perfect.
Thanks very much.
The mornings are always hectic. We do tend to forget stuff. Hey, Connie.
Thank you. Silly me.
Don't blame yourself, Connie.
It literally is my fault.
Thankfully, Tom's found a charger just in time for the early morning flurry.
Could I have some carrots?
Sure, they're 150 a bunch.
Are you taking carrots? Yeah. Yes, that'd be perfect. Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Their beautifully crafted display is enticing plenty of punters.
Hi, Fiona.
A leek.
A leek, sure.
And a charge?
Great. Might I have some carrots, please?
Okie doke.
Yeah,
Some tomatoes
Sure,
and
yeah.
some carrots, please.
of course.
I'll take a red cabbage.
A red cabbage, great.
Give me 4.
Okie doke.
Can we have some curly kale, please?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You
And
too.
Fiona, see you.
It's much busier than a normal Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It's £2, please.
At the other end of the market,
That's lovely with a nice malt in it.
the Mancunian charm is in full flow.
Please try some. We've got honey and Guinness mustard there.
Tracy's eager to push her dad's new infused honey.
I think I'll take that.
The lemon
Just
and
take
ginger?
that, yeah. You persuaded me, I was just trying to.
You'll be having that tonight before you go to bed now.
That sounds like a plan, actually.
So that's good. So that was a good sale. If they're all like that, that's a good one.
A positive start, but there's still a long way to go.
3 jars down, 97 to go.
The market is already bustling. The building takes centre stage on the Balkaska estate, which belongs to the Anstruther family, who have lived in this region for 700 years. Along the rugged coastline sits a reminder of their ancestry. Lady Anstruther's Tower was built in 1770 as a changing room. It's said servants would ring a bell to ensure the locals were kept away while she skinny dipped in the sea. No such swimming today. With this blustery weather, the locals are keeping sheltered at the market.
We'll take the wee cherries.
Okay, great.
And making a beeline for Connie and Tom's veg stall.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Their veggies are being scooped up, but their bags of salad aren't selling, and the couple can't afford any waste.
Hold on to that for a sec.
Can? Oh yeah, good idea.
Connie has a cunning plan.
I'm just trying to make the salad look a bit more prominent on the stall. Sometimes when the weather isn't so good, the salad doesn't sell as well. So now there's a wee gap at the front.
Her tactics have an immediate effect.
Please help
Yeah, of course,
yourself.
take-
Yeah.
okay.
Is that it? Okay. That's $3.20 then. Salad. Thank you.
Just take a mixed salad if I can.
Great.
Brilliant, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
It's not really sad buying weather today, so it was good, yeah, really good.
Back at the honey stall, Karen's in her element, educating the kids.
They land on your flower and they collect all the pollen and then produce all this honey. Yeah. Are you having a try of honey? You like that when you're finishing it, aren't you?
The free samples are proving popular with the youngsters.
Bees have worked hard for this, we don't want to waste it.
Oh, he likes it.
This is the first time he's had honey because he just turned 1. That was his first taste and I think he liked it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Karen's passion is paying off.
I'll get up with them.
Yeah. I actually just enjoy conversing with people, anybody, and I just think that's what makes the market, really. Would you like to try some honey? Would you like to try some?
Savoury is just as popular here as sweet. A regular fixture here is Rolla Moore, selling a selection of the 50 different sausage rolls they make.
We've got a lovely chicken satay one, which has got really big peanuts in and loads of galangal and spice. There's a couple of going curry ones. We've got a lovely haggis and black pudding one, which goes down really well. A good day for us is to leave with the tablecloth and nothing else. And generally at Bow House, that's where we're aiming for. So yeah, that's the goal.
Tom's also got a target to hit today.
It's like sprouting broccoli, so it's like lots and lots of little sprouts.
So he's tempting the locals with his new Aztec broccoli.
You can cook it in lots of different ways, but we just like steam it really, really quickly, and then lime juice and salt.
Okay,
and
the leaves too.
The leaves too, yeah, the whole thing.
flower. And it's come from Scotland.
Yes, we grow all of this here, yeah.
Will Tom's excitement for his newfound veg pay off?
I'll take some.
Brilliant, yeah. Just pick a bunch. Brilliant.
One of the Aztec broccoli, please.
Brilliant.
Of course,
yes,
yeah.
Of course, so you can just take some, yeah, brilliant. Oh, it's really nice. It's the first year we've grown it, but it's performed really well. And that's that broccoli, brilliant, yeah.
At this rate, Tom will soon be booking that holiday.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
We've just made a few sales of the Aztec broccoli, which is encouraging, yeah, it's really good. I'll top it up. It's really cool when people take a risk and try something new. Definitely people are becoming more adventurous.
It's early afternoon, and the regulars flock outside to feast on the local grub. Back inside, the bee farmers are determined to sell all of Dad's new products. So they're giving them one final push.
Okay, that's got a bit of a kick to it, that mustard.
I put it in macaroni cheese.
Honeycomb?
Like it.
I've just bought some mustard honey. I think it'd be nice with dinner tonight.
Thank you very much for trying our honey.
Yeah, did you like honey?
Did you like the honey?
I like honey.
Or did you like the sweeties?
Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks to the sisters' rapport with the locals, Dad's new infusions have been a success.
We brought 30 jars. We've sold all of them, and it's a new product.
We've actually sold out, but you can try it. It's there, but we've completely sold out.
Dad's got a few ideas of different infused honeys he's looking at, so next market I'm sure there'll be a few more different tasters to try.
Just as the market begins to wind down,
Yeah, enjoy the Aztec broccoli. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes! There's another customer gets some Aztec broccoli. Brilliant.
Tom sells the last of his broccoli.
2 bunches even, so
That's good.
obviously did the hard sell well.
It's been really good. You always have a bit left over, so that's just the nature of the game. But, it's been a really good market. It's been one of our best markets.
It's been a risk for the young farmers, but it's paid off.
It's packing up, going home. Takeaway time.
What is it, a Chinese?
Yeah.
This family's infectious enthusiasm has helped boost their sales today, which is vital for the future of their bee farm.
So 40 runny honey, 30 infused, and then all the rest of it. And we've only got 4 honeycombs. So we've done really well today.
Connie and Tom are also reveling in today's success.
So we had a goal to earn enough money to be able to pay people to look after the farm, and we're really happy because we've met that goal. So it means we can go on holiday in a couple of weeks' time. So that's really exciting.
These Scottish farmers put their heart and soul into making their precious goods. Today's triumphs mean they can continue their farming journey towards a brighter and healthier future.
One of the main reasons why I'm here is because I want to help contribute to a better food system. I don't know what else I would rather be doing, you know? I can't imagine anything else now.
What began as a hobby, Jeff and his daughters have turned into a thriving family business.
When you've made something and you've seen it right from the beginning, right the way through to the end, that gives you that pride.
Yeah, I'm always proud of my 2 girls. The way they're moving the business forward, yeah, it's really a real proud moment. I'm chuffed about it, really am.